Billy O'Sullivan sent it in low, and look at the pick-up by Flynn. A real man on top form. Stephen Sheedy beginning to dominate midfield. Ball in towards Eamon Taff. Distributing it out nicely towards Jamesy O'Connor. It's flighting it high and over the bar. Jamesy O'Connor gets his first point of the league semi-final, and Clare lead by 1. The race for possession. Jamesy O'Connor and Tony Brown. The Sparrow has it. Eamon Taff wants it in, and here it comes, and Ray Barry is there, and Peter O'Connell into the side netting, and Ray Barry was lucky. This is the incident again as Gerard O'Loughlin sent it in. In comes P.J. O'Connell, and Ray Barry let it off. Kenny Morrissey, Fergal Hartley. It's Morrissey that goes back to try and pull in it first time. Well won indeed by Conor Clancy from Kilmaley in the county of Clare to Eamon Taff from Tubber, getting inside Ger Harris. Clare's Eamon Taff puts it over the bar. They feel in Clare that it's the Waterford full backline that's a little bit weak, and certainly so far Eamon Taff has been doing very well. Conor Clancy knocked away. P.J. O'Connell, nice skill with the sliotar. Then drives another one. This time it's on target. O'Callaghan Mills rejoice thanks to P.J. O'Connell. Clare lead by 3. Well gathered by Conor Clancy to Jamesy O'Connor. Over towards P.J. O'Connell. It's not a good ball. Fergal Hartley is there. Nicely scooped out to Gary Gator. It was a pity it didn't work. Sean McMahon. Oh, nice skill by McMahon. It was quick and you had to be alert to see it. Out to P.J. O'Connell. That's a poor ball, but it might work out all right. Sparrow has it. O'Loughlin from Clarecastle, and he puts it over the bar. He really is one of the finest forwards in the game. And he makes it 5-3. Up towards John Meany. Goes back towards Brian Lohan. Well blocked down. It comes to Billy O'Sullivan. Sending it across. Chasing after it is Paul Flynn. After him is Michael O'Halloran. Paul Flynn in space, given a lot of space, and a lovely point, easily beating Michael O'Halloran that time. And Paul Flynn has a couple of words for O'Halloran, and they can even afford a little smile. And the referee has blown the half-time whistle. Clare 6 points, Waterford 4. Peter Power urging his Waterford side on. A real test of character for the Division 2 winners. Johnny Brenner, Stephen Sheedy. Oh, lovely skill by Brian Green. Lovely balance on the stick. Goes over towards Anthony Daly. He's much more economical and sends it in quickly in towards his forwards. Sparrow picks it up. Jamesy O'Connor was to run onto it. Just didn't hop, and Sparrow comes back in. Sending it right across. Difficult angle. Gone wide. That's Clare's 6th wide of the match. Gary Gator has picked up an injury. The referee, Dickie Murphy, just waiting for him to get a little bit of treatment off the pitch. And a couple of changes are now going to be necessary. Yes, Barry Walsh is coming on at wing forward. Gary Gator is gone off. There comes Anthony Daly at the far side with Jamesy O'Connor. Peter Quealy doing well. Sean McMahon. Stephen Sheedy trying to pick it up. Billy O'Sullivan. It's hard tussle of a match. This is Johnny Brenner with P.J. O'Connell after it. Getting it in. Well intercepted, however. Liam Doyle. Sending a good ball down to his opposite number 7, Fergal Hartley. Giving it over towards Tony Brown. Way out the field. Good effort. Great effort. Wonderful play by the number 5. He has been inspirational at wing back right throughout the first half. And he's done it all really in the second half with that great point. Sean McMahon, the number 6 for Clare. Over towards Eamon Taff. He has the beating of Ger Harris. Sends in a ball, dangerous ball. Can there be a connection? Yes, a goal for Clare. Ray Barry is very disappointed. But the weakness that Clare people felt before the match about the Waterford full back line could well be coming to fruition. And it comes against the run of play, as Waterford have been by far the better side in this second half. Let's look at this again. Ray Barry came off his line and it literally hopped into the net. Johnny Brenner, by his standards, a quiet afternoon at midfield. It's a good ball for Stephen Frampton. Pulling on it. Oh dear. Right across the goal mouth. Barry Walsh chasing after it. Anthony Daly is there. Clever play by Walsh. Giving out to Billy O'Sullivan. Back to Walsh. Nice little bit of combination. They're going for a goal here. And it's a little bit early to be trying to work it in. They send that ball down. 5 points between the teams now. Well pulled on again. Eamon Taff and Ger Harris. Harris gets there, but dispossessed cleanly by Eamon Taff, and who slips on the ground. Right good battle there between them. Gerard O'Loughlin in there as well. Still Eamon Taff. Former under-21 player. Classy bit of scuff, who puts it over the bar. Lovely play by Eamon Taff. The former St Mary's College Gort star is showing the way forward for Clare. A lot of mishits now by Waterford at the moment. Barry Walsh. Billy O'Sullivan trying something a little bit too fancy. Frank Lohan doesn't fall for it. Again the ball up towards Eamon Taff. Given a lot of time by Ger Harris. Decides to go solo. Oh, that is an inspirational point. And Eamon Taff has given the Waterford full back line nightmares, really. It's a good ball by Brenner. Frank Lohan knocks it away. Billy O'Sullivan going for goal, and Lohan is there. And Waterford's frustrations up front becoming more and more evident now as they're going for goal. Kenny Morrissey, Conor Clancy running onto it. Inside is Eamon Taff, and again very bad marking by Waterford. Ray Barry has to come out. He's under pressure here though. Jim McInerney does an empty net, and there's a goal! And that wraps it up for the county of Clare. They're in the league final of 95 unless Waterford can produce a miracle. That's the scoreline with 9.5 minutes left. Jim McInerney from Tulla put Ray Barry under pressure, and he did it fairly and squarely, made a bit of space for himself, and then all the way in. Gerald McNair must be a happy man now. Surely league final guaranteed. As Eamon Taff floats that one gently over the bar. Another point for Eamon Taff. Play continues on. It's good play again by Kenny Morrissey. Tony Brown batting it down only for Stephen Sheedy to come through in it. Oh, that's a great score by Stephen Sheedy. And he deserves the round of applause, because this is a sweet victory for Clare. They've suffered an awful lot at Waterford's hands, as I said earlier, but they're making up for it today. And he has it again. In towards Eamon Taff. And Taff again beating Harris. Gerard O'Loughlin going for another point, and it's easy now for Clare. 2 points for Gerard O'Loughlin. The weaknesses analysed by the Clare management team in the Waterford defence were correct. Johnny Brenner. And the referee calls a halt on a day when Clare got sweet revenge over Waterford. It was a very impressive performance. The second goal by Jim McInerney certainly sealed Waterford's fate. As Clare go through on a very impressive scoreline of 2 goals and 14 points to Waterford's 8 points.
Very impressive indeed, as Marty said. A very impressive performance by Clare, who proved just too experienced for that young Waterford side. But who, you may ask, will they meet in the final? Right, let's find out now as we go back to Semple Stadium for the clash of Kilkenny and Offaly, and our commentator is Ger Canning.
Having sat out the start of the quarter-final tie, Brian Wheelahan is on duty from the outset for this eagerly awaited all-Leinster clash. The Offaly team also shows the return of Johnny Pilkington to midfield, where his partner is all-star wing-back Kevin Martin. Billy Dooley is an absentee through injury, so in a reshuffled attack, Michael Dignan is on the 40, with John Troy at top of the right. There's a welcome return also for Kilkenny's fullback Pat Dwyer. He's been a long-time absentee with a career-threatening groin injury. Also back in the fold, Reddy O'Connor and centre-back Pat O'Neill. Indeed, the backs filled these roles when the Cats took the All-Ireland last in 1993. And the vacancy left in the inside forward line has gone, as expected, to Eamon Morrissey. Agus an Ray Torrenuv, Eldon Moxivna O'Vlarty. It's Kilkenny who won the toss, playing from left to right in the first half. And if anything, the breeze is blowing a little across the field. Michael Dignan trying to set up the corner forward, Pat O'Connor. Pat O'Neill leaving it there. Eddie O'Connor coming away towards Adrian Ronan. Kevin Martin getting in. And the sideline ball to Kilkenny. And it'll be Liam Keown to take this sideline ball. A good one too. But back it goes towards Kevin Martin once again, setting up another Offaly attack, or would-be attack. Well repelled that time by Liam Simpson. This is Eamon Morrissey. Morrissey from way out the field. David Hughes having a difficult task, and he's left it behind. And it's DJ Carey who sticks it in the net. Just over a minute gone. A dream start for Kilkenny, but disaster for David Hughes and Offaly. Oh, this ball seemed to hang in the air. That shot there from Eamon Morrissey. David Hughes came out, needed to be a bit more decisive, and DJ took the score. Taken down there by Eddie O'Dwyer, former under-21 star. Michael Phelan again in the thick of the action there with Kevin Martin. Martin to his brother PJ. Over the head of Eddie O'Connor, that one goes. Pat Dwyer back there having to take it away from the attentions of Brendan Kelly. Pat O'Neill. A contest there with Michael Dignan. It's Joe Dooley looking for Offaly's first score. Curls insufficiently. And Joe getting them their first point after 4.5 minutes play. Made possible there by Michael Dignan, leaving it behind for Joe Dooley to strike. Michael Phelan taking it around Joe Dooley towards Dennis Byrne's corner once again, getting there ahead of Shane McGuckian. Back it comes to Brian Wheelahan. McGuckian calling for it, Wheelahan instead driving it down the field. Broken away by Liam Simpson, picked up by Michael Dignan for Offaly. And Michael Welch having to be very, very careful indeed with Pat O'Connor around. Pat Dwyer getting it out as far as Willie O'Connor. Into midfield towards PJ Delaney. Kept it moving inside towards John Power against Hubert Rigney. Still Power in a stalemate situation, trying to get it for Kilkenny. Comes back instead here to Eddie O'Dwyer. Brian Wheelahan. Pat O'Neill watching it, colliding there with John Troy. Willie O'Connor. And Joe O'Leary, the linesman on the far side, signalling that it's going to be an Offaly ball.
In behind, here, look! Willie! This way, this way!
Here's Johnny Pilkington. Didn't make as good a connection as normal. Johnny Dooley, mindful of the experimental rules. Back it goes to Michael Dignan. And in the end, put over the bar very solidly indeed by Kevin Martin. So just 2 points in it. Brian Wheelahan trying to get the measure there of PJ Delaney. It's given Cup star as well as being a Kilkenny senior star, of course. Here he is once again. There's calling to it right and left. Dennis Byrne has it on the 20-metre line, and he strikes it over the bar. His first point of the day. Straight from the under-21s of last year. PJ Delaney made it all happen with this mazy run. In the end, flicking it outside to the unmarked Dennis Byrne. Away by Martin Hannamy. And here's Johnny Pilkington, the dashing midfielder. Towards Brendan Kelly, defended well by Pat Dwyer. Not standing on ceremony. Comes out to Kevin Martin, who's seen an awful lot of the action so far. Michael Phelan will really have to close him down a good deal more. Comes out to Pat O'Connor, giving it to John Troy. Towards Brendan Kelly, and there's a goal here for Offaly. Great save by Michael Welch. That should have been. That was an absolutely brilliant save. And I think you have to credit the save rather than talk a little too much about the miss. Worth looking at again. Brendan Kelly got into the clear, inside his man. But what about this for a piece of timing? A brilliant, brilliant save. Willie O'Connor there against Johnny Dooley. There's Brian Wheelahan keeping a very, very close eye indeed on PJ Delaney. Now Johnny Dooley racing across there with Willie O'Connor. Willie beaten for it. And it's Offaly now in full flight, and it's John Troy bearing in on goal. There's good assistance here, and that's fired in and over the bar by Johnny Pilkington. The captain coming downfield, always in the thick of the action, and just one between them. Willie O'Connor was beaten over here, and that's where Johnny Pilkington first got involved in the action. Then watch for John Troy giving the return pass outside, and taking it in his stride on his left-hand side, he fires it over the crossbar. Eddie O'Dwyer beaten for it, but it's Kilkenny who maintained the pressure. Now PJ Delaney. They need another score. They've been on 1-2 for quite a long time. Chance here for Adrian Ronan to restore Kilkenny's lead. Useful enough position for them. And he manages it indeed. Squeeze it inside the right-hand post. So Adrian Ronan's first point of the day, and Kilkenny lead once again. Johnny Dooley trying to get the measure of Willie O'Connor. Pat O'Neill reading the game really well, in spite of a long absentee from top-class hurling. A long absence. Willie O'Connor here. Kilkenny's free. Well struck in this by Michael Phelan. It's a goal! Another goal! And I think it was touched in by Dennis Byrne. I think the left corner forward just might have got a touch onto it, but there are 4 points between the teams. But just watch for the number 15 popping up here on the right-hand side, just getting a little touch on it, and well past David Hughes. Michael Dignan. And it goes towards John Troy, now operating at full forward in the absence of Brendan Kelly. Pat Dwyer out there trying to hoop John Troy. Does so successfully. Comes to Michael Dignan. Now out again to Johnny Dooley. And Johnny has struck this one over the bar. His third point of the match. One from a free, one from a 65, and now one from play, and 3 between them. John Power against Hubert Rigney. Power doing well. We go into injury time, and it's Brian Whelan who goes back to dispossess him. Ably supporting Hubert Rigney here, the number 6. Great catch in the air that time by Michael Dignan. Some great play from players on both teams. Liam Simpson here. Players calling to give him assistance, notably Pat O'Neill, but it's Offaly's ball. We're now playing time added on for injuries in the first half. Johnny Pilkington, defended by Liam Simpson, comes back out there again to Johnny Dooley, and he puts it over the bar. His 4th point of the match. So just 2 points between the teams. So even though Offaly created more chances in that first half, they find themselves 2 points down. But straight into an early attack here. John Troy now at top of the right once again as Pat O'Connor has gone in full forward. Eddie O'Connor trying to emerge with enough latitude to get this pass away. Eddie O'Dwyer. Dennis Byrne here, leaving it behind to Brian Whelan. Byrne knocking it forward. A good ball for DJ Carey to chase after against Kevin Kinahan. And that's another one! Like the first half, DJ has had a dream start to the second half. Just about 35 seconds gone. Goal number 3 for Kilkenny. Well, he's only had a couple of chances in this match, DJ Carey, and he's got 2 goals to his credit. He won the race here and easily beat David Hughes. So Offaly stung once again. Pat O'Connor, how they could use some of his goals now. That's Pat Dwyer. You'd never think that Pat Dwyer was away for so long out of this senior team. Liam Keoghan trying to spoon it forward, stopped there by PJ Martin. Adrian Ronan, past John Power. PJ Delaney, all the forwards knocking the ball around. Dennis Byrne, the last one to try the shot, and a point. A goal and 2 points now for Dennis Byrne. And all of a sudden Kilkenny have this big lead. Well, Eamon Cregan realising he's got a giant-sized task here. John Parr, stopped by Hubert Rigney, handed to by Brian Wheelahan. Michael Phelan right in the thick of the action. Comes out to Adrian Ronan eventually, trying to get away from PJ Martin. The pick up by Michael Phelan again. Nobody's clean possession. Brian Wheelahan down towards Joe Dooley, one-handed forward only as far as Liam Simpson. Now Pat O'Neill spotting the unmarked Michael Phelan, driving it inside to the inside forward line once again. It's with DJ Carey. 2 chances so far, 2 goals. Here's a 3rd chance, and that's another goal! Four and a half minutes into the second half. This was a great ball across here to DJ Carey, once again showing a clean pair of heels to Kevin Kinahan, and that was buried. Joe Dooley lobbing it inside towards Pat O'Connor. They were going for the goal there, certainly, and Liam Simpson just knocks it out for a 65. Goals have suddenly become the order of the day here. This is where Joe Dooley played it low inside towards Pat O'Connor, and across came Liam Simpson, and out it went. Once again, it's Johnny Dooley to take it. Going for a point. It just about has the range and the distance. Scorer now of 7 points, 2 of them coming from 65s. Still over 15 minutes to go. A race for possession here, this one won by Hubert Rigney. The battle at midfield, John Power, the dominant factor. Stopped by Brian Wheelahan. Driven away into the inside forward line towards Declan Pilkington. Liam Simpson has it. He was just about to head out of defence. Gets his free, however. Pat O'Neill. Another huge booming free by Pat O'Neill. In towards Eamon Morrissey. They'll go for another goal. Well, he's content with the point. Well, he might be. Just his first point, and it restores Kilkenny's 8-point lead. Great catch by Willie O'Connor. Into space towards DJ Carey. Let it run on there to Eamon Morrissey. Martin Hannamy. And you really have to have your wits about you when you're up against forwards like DJ Carey and Eamon Morrissey. Willie O'Connor stopped John Troy. Once again, it's Pat Dwyer. He really has had a wonderful match after coming back after a long layoff. This is Declan Pilkington, and that's gone over the bar. Just about raises an Offaly cheer. They have a long, long way to make up. 7 points adrift once again. Pat Dwyer did well here to block it down initially, but then the chance fell to Declan Pilkington. PJ Delaney trying to keep it away from the attentions of Brian Wheelahan. That isn't easy. Michael Phelan. John Parr trying to keep it moving inside. Comes out to Brian Wheelahan. Again getting it onto his favourite left-hand side. Declan Pilkington didn't quite add to it all that much. Only as far as Liam Simpson. Trying to locate Adrian Ronan. Closed down very quickly indeed. Back up by Liam Keoghan for Kilkenny in this all-action semi-final. Joe Erity. Only as far as Adrian Ronan. And that passing error out of defence by Joerity is penalised by Adrian Ronan's third point, the first of the match from play. PJ Martin, as far as his brother Kevin, running into a stern challenge from Liam Keoghan. Johnny Dooley's stick, however, managed to make a clean connection, gets it to Michael Dignan. Dignan 65 metres out. Offaly needing a goal very quickly. Great defensive play by Pat O'Neill. How well he's played. Kevin Martin to throw that ball through to Michael Dignan. Instead it's PJ Martin back once again towards Kevin. And Kevin was fouled. Liam Keoghan, the one I think who caught him last. So what will Johnny Dooley opt to do here? Will he lob it in or go for a point? And he's taken the score. Johnny's 9th, 6 between them. And it's all over. And thanks to those goals in the first half and in the second, and a hat-trick of goals in particular for DJ Carey, they are safely through to the Church in General National Hurling League final. Full-time score, Kilkenny 4-8, Offaly 14 points.
That was a fair old performance by Kilkenny, wasn't it? And so the final of the Church in General Hurling League will be between Clare and Kilkenny in a fortnight's time. Now, unfortunately, we're receiving reports this evening that there were crowd problems at Semple Stadium this afternoon. We understand there weren't enough gates open before the first match and that there were insufficient stewards on duty outside the ground. And all of that when a crowd in excess of 30,000 people would have been expected. Well, Danny Lynch, the PRO of the GAA, read a statement at half-time in the first game in which he apologised for the inadequate style arrangements and said that steps would be taken with the stadium organisers, that there would be no recurrence. Well, certainly from the calls we received this evening, it seems many people were greatly inconvenienced by today's event, but we haven't heard of any injuries.